Most people waste hours in Hytale because they treat the map like one big biome. It's not. It's a zone-based progression system. Each zone has a job. It has specific threats, specific structures, and most importantly, its own ore progression gate. In this video, I'll break down what each zone is for, what ores you're here to mine, what can kill you, and exactly when to move on. Welcome to the Guide Log channel. Think of zones as difficulty tiers with different loot pools. You start in zone 1, then you move outwards through the main zones of the game. The rewards scale with the danger. So your gear progression is basically copper and iron, then goes to thorium, then you move on to cobalt, and then adamantite. Your goal in zone 1 is simple. Get stable. Stable tools and weapons, stable food, stable storage, and a reliable path to go from spawn to bring it on. Zone 1 is your starting exploration area. Lots of plains, forests, swamps, rocky outcrops, and your first real caves. The perfect place to learn the game. Establish your base, storage, and your food loop. Learn how to combat without getting deleted. Start your structure-based progression instead of just random wandering. And of course, experience mining for the first time. In Zone 1 caves, you'll find copper and iron are common, while silver, gold, and thorium are very rare. So your default objective should be get consistent copper and iron production, and you treat silver, gold, and thorium as bonus RNG, not your core plan. Zone 1 structures include 3 villages, Trork camps, ruined towers, Gaia temples, and abandoned mines. If you're playing for efficiency, do not just walk the map. Hunt these structures down, loot them, get in, get out, and upgrade your gear. Leave Zone 1 once you have a reliable iron supply, a real storage system, not just chests laying down everywhere, enough food to travel for longer runs, and you've hit at least a couple of key structures. If you're still wandering around in Zone 1 after you're stable, you're only delaying your own power spike. Zone 2 is the Howling Sands. Desert dunes, rocky plateaus, canyons, oases, and savannas. It leans hard into the ancient ruins and zone-unique mobs and blocks, meaning the zone itself is part of the content. Ruins and structure pushing, your first stop playing safe gear jump, and farming the zone's caves for thorium. You'll find that Zone 2 caves have iron and thorium abundant, while copper, silver, and gold are rare. This is where you start treating thorium as a realistic target, not a lottery drop. The mobs here are a step up from last zone. You'll see zone-specific enemies like warrior skeletons. You shouldn't stay in Zone 2 for long. Leave once thorium becomes part of your real kit. Zone 3 is the Whisper Frost Frontiers, filled with snow biomes, taiga valleys, tall mountains, glaciers, rivers, deep caves, and environmental effects like blizzards. It's the Cobalt progression step, a more dangerous structure loop, cave power spike. Zone 3's headline is Cobalt. So your plan here is not vague exploration. Your plan is identify strong cave routes, mine enough cobalt to create a power upgrade, and use the zone structures to keep loot pace with the difficulty. Look for mines with staircases and dungeons with skeletons, or you can probably find some outlander villages around. You should leave Zone 3 when cobalt is no longer a find, but it's a supply. If you can't replace lost gear with your own mining loot, Zone 4 will punish you hard. Zone 4 is the Devastated Lands. The surface is volcanic, full of lava, ashes, scalding rocks, magma, and a lot of harsh effects. But the twist here is the underground area. Caves contrast heavily to what you're looking at right now. It includes a lot of humid jungles, subterranean lakes, and dense forests. Zone 4 is basically for a big loot jump, endgame tier structures, and of course it's the Adamantite ore step. Zone 4's common ore is Adamantite, while you get a little bit of rare mithril here and there from bosses and caves. So your mental model should be Zone 4 equals Adamantite. There's a lot of ancient ruins around, enemy bases, and volcanic fortresses. You don't casually wander here. You should be doing planned missions. While the deep ocean isn't listed as a main zone, it still stands separate. It has even been described by the developers as a zone all by itself. I won't dive into it a lot today, however, don't miss out on the ocean as there's a lot of silver and gold around. As for zones 5 and 6, they're just placeholders at the moment. Zone 5 is often referred to as the Skylands with a lightning affiliation, and Zone 6 is the Poison Lands. It's just a placeholder. Nothing about Zones 5 and 6 is confirmed yet. When we get real info, I'll cover them properly. If you want to play progression clean, think ore gates first. In Zone 1, you should be getting stable, so look for copper and iron. In Zone 2, go to caves to look for thorium and ruins to loot the place. In Zone 3, Cobalt becomes the goal, and prepare for blizzards and stronger structures. And in Zone 4, it's all about the Adamantite missions. That's it for me today. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any content.